Good morning, guys. Well, if I am very triggered into a futures trade, if this candle closes like this, yeah, that is bullish as hell. That is very bullish. Yep, that is very bullish. I'm gonna have to get in, aren't I? Wait for the last 10 seconds, but then I'm in. For another, no surprise to no one. Fantastic boarding on options, and yeah, I'm triggering into. I wish it would stop going up so I get a good average, but oh, I put my order and I did fill it, so. And we'll see how it goes. I feel like it could just pull back and consolidate. It is what it is. I am triggered in. But regardless, I did actually start futures a little early today. This is the risk reward that I'm rolling with. It's fine. Um, did enter NQ shorts here, stopped out in 30 seconds, then re-entered and ended up making money. So overall, between the two trades, I am pretty green because the risk reward was good. Um, I'm triggered into this one and not a good average. Yeah, not a good average at all. But I am triggered in. Regardless, though, fantastic. Green morning on options. We'll see on futures. The market started chopping there for a bit longer than I wanted it to. And that pennant, it was a beautiful bear pennant. It did break to the downside, but the pennant itself was too large. In comparison to the drop, the drop was only 10 minutes, and the pennant consolidated for 30 minutes, which is makes sense why we literally only got two candles of dropping rather than 30 minutes of dropping. The consolidation was way too big. It was disproportionate. But yeah, we'll see how I do on futures. As you guys know, the second hour has been and probably is still a horrendous time to trade. So if you trade this time of day, I would be light in size. Non-financial advice, of course. Blow your account if you want to. But everyone in the YouTube chat and you guys in Discord, how do you guys do this morning? You guys catch the drop? I almost had a 100% accurate morning. Every single trade was beautiful. Uh, and I entered QQQ calls here, and it barely missed my PT, just barely. And it was really likely to hit. If at any point, guys, and this trade looks like it's gonna pull the usual second hour shenanigans and stop me out. NQ slipping weaker than ES. Um, if at any point the Nasdaq gets back up to here in the supply, I'm not expecting a reversal. It's very likely to continue through this blue line. We actually have a lot of lower highs that need to. We have a lot of good liquidity here that we can sweep. So we'll see if that happens. This trade looks like a stop. Unfortunately, I'll have to re-enter one more time if it comes back up. But hang on, let me actually fill out my journal. I didn't fill out my journal today. Might have barely just got my stop loss. May have to re-enter, unfortunately. The odds are a little bit better on the re-entry if it gets all the way back up. Looks like ES is still stronger. No, it's pretty close. Yep, I am triggered right back in. did hop in. If you're not willing to take 2 losses back to back like that, don't get in. If you're not willing to spend money to find out if this trade's gonna work out, don't do it. I didn't actually get the fill that I wanted to. I tried filling based on the last candle, but the beginning of this candle just kind of popped up right away. That's not bad. This selling wick kind of sucks. Tried filling at the end of the last candle, but it got delayed. And if I were you guys, wait for this selling wick to invalidate to enter this trade, because it doesn't look as good with the selling wick there. However, the high of this candle did not sweep the previous high, so that helps the odds just a little bit. Almost done filling out my journal, so that's why I'm quiet right now. Now I am done. It still put in a really sketchy inverse head and shoulders. Anyways, guys, as you guys know, high volume is one of the first indications of reversal. And look where we got our big volume spike today, right at low day. Now, granted, it did not get a buying wick. It's just a block at the end. Usually that doesn't stay low of day. So I wouldn't be surprised if later today we come back down and invalidate it. Unfortunately, NQ slipping weak again. Thanks for nothing. This is a way more bearish candle than ES is putting in. If you entered ES, kind of tough decision between the two. Your PT's up here. Maybe I should have entered ES. Yeah, that might have been an error on my part. They were pretty close. They dropped very similar distances. But ES ran harder here. Let me see, how far is it to PT? If I entered here. Yeah, ES would have made me more money. If it gets to PT, ES is a bigger win. And it looks like ES is stronger than that, maybe not. Yeah, ES would have been the PT slightly further on ES, but ES would have been a better trade. Just barely. Write that down. Okay, now I can look at chat. How did all you guys do? Slight red part caught part of the drop. Okay, Munchies, but the thing is, dude, your first trade, dude. Yeah, NQ is weaker than he is, isn't it? That's so lame. I mean, it's at the trendline resistance, so. Yes, this candle looks fairly bullish, actually, even though it's a red candle. I like the buying wick. I like that the buying wick swept the low of the previous buying wick. It looks like it's likely to put in bullish consolidation. NQ is not looking as good. But yeah, Munchies, your first trade, dude. There was emotions behind that trade. You should have been in earlier. You, if you're looking at my chart, you should have been in right here. You really should have been in up here for either this low or this low. So maybe if you did that, you might have still entered that trade because you entered down here. But at the bare minimum, you should have been in this trade. All you guys should have been in this trade here. He's getting a nice trend line rejection. Be aware for an inverse head and shoulders. And if you guys are tuning in for the first time, my win rate is fantastic. The first hour, second hour over the last 3 weeks, terrible. Like, I'm scraping by with like a 50% win rate and winning on risk to award. That's literally what it's been. So I'm still trading light size until the second hour proves itself a bit more. Like here, for example, I have to get in on this candle. I truly have to get in. But of course, it stops me out and then continues on. NQ is looking stronger at the moment now. Why is this? So yeah, this would be your PT if you took this trade. And ES is still putting in bullish consolidation. I am expecting that to break to the upside. The only red flag is it already got bullish consolidation. It's doing it again. Shouldn't have to consolidate a ton during an uptrend, or else the uptrend isn't very strong. And I love your trades. It's so hard to keep up with them due to the typing delay. John, so there isn't a delay. So there is no delay. The reason it seems like there's a delay because the contracts move. I'm trading as the market's moving, right? I'm trading 0 days. I'm trading on the 1 minute chart. It's not like I'm entering a swing and you have 20 minutes to get in, right? There is no, I think I counted it. It's like a 2.5 second delay is what it is. And I do everything. So what I do before I enter a trade is I type out the trade in my channel, a trade that I'm thinking about entering. I type it out. And then the second I enter, I edit the price and I hit enter. And it sends out. But you have, if you're trying to use the options chain, if you're trying to follow my trades, but you're using the options chain to do so, by the way, it's bearish on NQ, that higher high with a selling wick, ever so slightly. But if you're trying to follow my trades using the options chain, don't even try to follow them. It's not going to work. You're far better off just. I'm one of the only analysts I know that posts as much TA and sentiment as I do. Like I fill my channel with screenshots, and it's colorful. I love it. You're better off just looking at the sentiment, dude, and putting together your own trades. Pre-market analysis was perfect. I said I'm leaning a bit more bearish than bullish, but because it's in the middle, it's a little close to 50-50. I gave you guys my great PT. I called it a great PT so many times. It's 21.54.75. I said that's very likely to break, especially if we come close to it. And the reason it's such a great PT is because not only is it a perfect pivot here, but it already barely missed it yesterday, making it that much more likely to hit next time it's close. So just take your own trades based on the sentiment, you know? That's what most people in my group do, especially futures traders. They don't follow my alerts directly. My alerts are confirmations for their own trades because they trade like I trade. And if you and I both agree on a direction, statistically speaking, it's pretty likely to go that direction, right? See, I trade on Active Trader on Thinkorswim, and the way I trade, because I trade the same thing every day, because I trade SPX and QQQ. It doesn't get any more clear than that or easy than that. I always buy my SPX contracts between $2 and $3, and I always buy my QQQ contracts above 50 cents. 70 is kind of the sweet spot, but you know, a lot of times I buy towards 60. So it's like either SPX between $2 and $3 or QQQ. So you know what contracts I'm going to enter. I always enter 0 days, and you probably know what direction I'm going to enter because I'm talking about my sentiment. And then you just load the trades up on your active trader. So on my active trader, I have 4 trades. I have SPX calls. Sorry, I have 2 trades on my active trader, but on my charting tab, I have 4 different charts, technically 6, but 4 different options charts. SPX calls, SPX puts, QQQ calls, QQQ puts. And whenever I want to enter, I just copy and paste one of those and throw it in the active trader and I fill immediately. That way I'm not on the options chain, scrolling around, trying to pick a contract. None of that. You guys already know what I'm going to enter. It could not be easier to predict. I'm going to move my stop loss up just a little bit to here. If it does come down to here, I'd be very sad. But if it does come down to there, no shot it doesn't at least sweep this low. Let me do that. I'm gonna move that to 80, 25. 80, 25. Oh, PT hit, never mind. That's just the way it goes sometimes, guys. You know, I get stopped out of trades and I have to re-enter. That's just the way it goes. But the way this is popping up on the NASDAQ, so the NASDAQ is strong now, I'm going to have to be back in calls up here. Now, I am going against supply, which is I'd rather not do. I'd rather it come up here, and if it starts chopping up, I'll wait. It's going to be really hard. It's going to be a really hard decision because I want to enter somewhere up here. I would like to enter if it consolidates. That would be best case scenario. That would have the highest likelihood of it hitting my PT. But the problem is if it comes up super bullishly with momentum, I'm probably going to have to do the exact same thing I just did, where even though I don't really want to, I'm going to have to enter on this candle because like it's bullish momentum. It's close enough to my PT to where I'm able to take advantage of the hypothesis. And if I decide to wait another, because this is a bullish candle, this was a fine entry. But if I decide to wait another candle, well, now my risk towards crap, and I'm not able to take the trade and I miss out. So it's a really tough decision in those circumstances. And I usually just favor towards pulling the trigger. Stopping out will hurt my psychology less than missing out on a green trade, but you may not be the same. Okay, well, it looks like ES may be stronger. I'm still bullish for ES to get to this pivot. If it did pull back, that would be awesome because we'd have like a very fractal inverse head and shoulders, and I'll be able to trade long again on it here. So that'll be pretty nice. By the way, this trend line retest, it's really rare that retests actually work, but this was a work of art today. Tested it perfectly. Hope that made sense about the option stuff. But I send so much in my channel. I send so much TA and so much sentiment. You guys don't need to follow the alerts if to make money. You really don't. Other analysts, it's like you look into their channel and all you see is just cookie cutter, enter here, and then a million trims. It's like that doesn't really do much. Also, if you guys pay attention to the screenshots, I show you guys where my stop loss area is. Like I use this tool right here, and I show you guys where it is. I draw where my PT is. I draw where my stop loss is. However, if I enter half size, because I plan on averaging down, that stop loss is now a soft stop loss. Okay, if it gets there, but it gets there bullishly with a buying wick, I think I'll, probably average down. If it dumps through it, I'll just sell with the half size for a smaller loss. So that's bullish on NQ. I am really tempted to enter longs here. I really am. Because this is a bullish setup on NQ. I think it's going to pop NQ to at least here. And by that time, it'll be close enough to my thing. But I think I'll wait. I'll try to, because the PT's so far away. I think I'll stick with it and try to enter somewhere up here. If we don't pull back or anything, I'm going to be in a rough spot, guys, just a heads up. And I'm going to have to enter like this setup again, where I could get stopped out and I'm still bullish. It's just a tough decision. I risk stopping out, but my hypothesis not being invalidated, or I miss the trade completely. So if I were trading options, this would be the perfect place up here to go half size. Perfect place. And if it goes up a little bit, I'll average up. Then I'll look to average down if it consolidates. What ticker do you use to trade these indexes? Right now I'm trading futures, so ES and NQ. The same thing I chart. I chart on ES and NQ for all my trades. Lowe's MCG says I actually trade ES following your SPX guidance. Works great. That's awesome, dude. Yeah, a lot of people do that. But even though I've been kicking ass in my options channel for the last like 3 weeks straight, you're not going to be profitable if you're just trying to follow alerts. I'm sorry. There's just too many errors to be made. It's, if I stop out, you're not going to be willing to stop out. If I take profits, you may not be willing to take profits, or you're not willing to hold till PT. Like, realistically, there's too much human error to do it consistently. You can make money following alerts, but that's if you're already consistently profitable on your own, because then your psychology is to a point where you're able to handle things that profitable traders do. So unless you're consistently profitable by yourself, you're not going to make money following alerts. So you got to go at it with a different attitude. You're like, all right, what am I doing? How am I going to become a better trader using this channel? Is that going to be just trying to chase every single alert that happens? Probably not, right? Probably not. But if you're taking some of the trade ideas, starting to develop your own ideas and own TA, and only taking trades where my sentiment and your sentiment aligns, and then just looking at my trades for sentiment overall and just learning, well, now that channel becomes very beneficial. But you guys may fall victim to the Discord advertising, but you're not going to make money trading just following alerts, I promise. The only people who make money following alerts are people who are already profitable. If I have one of my profitable buddies, I'm like, hey, follow my channel, he'll probably be able to make money from it. Because he'll be able to, I can count on him to stop out and take profits. And, you know, if the hypothesis is great, but he doesn't get as good of an entry as me, it doesn't matter. He's still getting in because the hypothesis is still valid. He doesn't wait for me to send out my stop loss signal to stop out because he knows where the hypothesis is invalidated. So he knows where he's going to stop out. So he doesn't wait for me to tell him to stop out and then react. Those are things that will make you money. But anyway, still in a sticky situation. NQ's chopping up. ES is kind of chopping sideways. I really do want ES to dump here. But, you know, this is my big PT. I'm actually going to send this out on the TA alert real quick. Because this is a pretty decent deal. Give me 1 second. Get that sent out. This is all great stuff. Like this is a great area for us to just explode through. I'm not gonna lie. Like this is a great area. Like I wouldn't be surprised if we just explode right through here. You could wait. You could wait for it to get closer, and then you can go for the further PT. I don't think it's gonna sweep this PT and then miss this one. I think it's probably gonna find a way to get both. What do you guys think? Type in the Discord chat. What do you guys think? Oh wait. We have a perfect double top here on NQ at 21. Okay, you know, I might need to go for their further away PT, guys. I might need to. Almost done sending this out. Gotta change around some stuff. Okay. There it is. Send out the T alert for everyone that's not in here. I didn't even write how much that trade made me. Hang on, guys. I didn't finish my journal. I'm a member in the other group. Would you consider doing something like this for the group and make a call as loading before you enter? I'm usually 10 late on your entry and exit. I can't trade live like this in voice while I'm doing I can't talk to you guys while I'm trading options, sorry. Like it's already a pain in the ass to type as much as I type in my channel and trade and like get filled on my positions, fully exit on my, it's already a huge pain in the ass. It is literally impossible for me to talk while doing it. Like I can't do it all at once. Futures is different though because I'm not averaging down on trades. I don't care about theta decay once I enter. PT stop loss, boom. I do what I'm good at, which is nothing until one of those orders hits. Perfect way to, you know, just a perfect trading style to talk to you guys during. Also, I'm not alerting my futures trades. I'm not typing them out in a channel, so I'm able to talk. Options, literally impossible. I will lose my ass if it happens. It's possible if I didn't alert my channel, but I like alerting. I've been alerting for so long, and it helps a lot of people. Helps me because I don't have to journal my options trades because my options channel is my journal. And yeah, it's good. It's just overall good. When did I hit PT at here? 844. It's literally been today. I went short right here on futures before I got invoice, stopped out, re-entered, made it. Same thing here. Entered, stopped out, re-entered, made it. That's just the way it goes sometimes. Got to do it though. Okay. You mentioned something earlier that took me by surprise. You said high volume indicates reversal. That's the first time. You really? That's the first time? What the hell are these Discords teaching you guys? Okay. Let me ask you guys, all you guys in the Discord chat, because you guys aren't my people. I don't know what you know, right? I don't know what you don't know. Type in chat. If I am trading a pattern and I want a proper breakout, what do you want for that breakout to enter your trade? So like if you're looking at like a bull flag, for example, it's breaking to the upside, what would be a great indication that this breakout is going to continue going and you should enter? Type in chat. Ryan said low volume. What about anyone else? Ryan's just trying to be different. He already knows. He already knows. Ryan, do I know you? Yes, you don't want high volume. Everyone wants high volume. You don't want high volume. You want average volume. I wouldn't say necessarily super low volume, but everyone knows that if you get a breakout and it has high volume, that's what the trade you want to enter. That's the opposite. High volume often indicates reversal. And you know what? 98% of retail traders all lose money. So if you trade like the 98%, you're going to lose money too. That's why I'm always in before the breakout. I was in puts here. I literally alerted puts. I literally alerted puts on this candle here. It's beautiful. Doesn't always happen though, you know? Yeah, I make a lot more money if I'm right. But like my futures trade here, I can also stop out more than other people can. Okay, so this is really good. This is good. ES reversed before it got to this 60, almost 12 level, right? So if we invalidate most this drop, this is a decent long trade. It's got a pretty close PT. Well, close as far our average trades over the last 2 days have been 25 ticks on ES to PT. I'd say 17, 18 is usually my average. I'm hoping it chops down a bunch before it pops up because I'm probably going to end up entering up here. And I don't want to enter up here. I'd rather enter lower down. So I'm hoping it kind of does something like this and then starts curling up and I can enter here. It's a decent trade. We'll see. We'll see if the second hour continues to screw me over. You don't want high volume on breakouts, guys. So yeah, if you're trending, if the market is trending, one of the earliest signals of reversal is a abnormal volume spike, a disproportionate volume spike, okay? Now, this volume spike's a little bit different. Sure, it could still indicate reversal. It could still indicate reversal, but look at the candle itself. It was a massive candle. Okay, it was a massive candle with no buying wick. I'm not going to assume reversal on that candle. I sold because it cleared my PT. But if we look at this a little bit deeper, okay, how much larger is this candle than this candle? Not much larger. What about the volume though? Wow, the volume is more than twice the size of this candle. Okay, even though that's a huge candle, that's still disproportionate volume. It literally had more volume than the opening candle. Okay, you know what? Maybe that could be a reversal candle. It doesn't look like it based on the candle itself, but maybe it could. And go back in time. Look at all the times you had very disproportionate volume, right? Again, this was a huge volume spike. Sure, it reversed after, but again, this doesn't really count. It was a huge candle, right? Doesn't really count. So that's really the only example from today. But if Why did this candle right here get the most volume out of all of it? I don't know, but it reversed after. Same thing here. Huge volume. What happened after? It reversed. Huge volume right here. What happened after? Well, it reversed temporarily. So that doesn't mean you enter. That doesn't mean you enter a reversal trade when there's a volume spike. That's just something. It's just a sentiment builder, right? I'll never enter a reversal trade off of a volume spike. I'll only take some profits if it's at PT, or just use it as sentiment. Hey, this may reverse. And just you knowing and saying to yourself, there's a possibility that this, say you're in puts and it's not at your PT yet, but before it gets to your price target, it gets a huge volume spike. No, you probably should not sell. But say to yourself, hey, there's a solid possibility of this reversing because of this volume spike. And if it does reverse, you have a higher chance of stopping out of your trade and honoring your stop loss instead of going into mind freeze and not accepting the loss and blowing your damn account over it because you've already processed that possibility. Right? Your expectations are in line with the reality of the environment. And the only times you enter mind freeze, to where you just sit there and watch the market take your money away and you can't accept loss, is when your expectations are outside of reality and your brain can't process it. So just giving yourself that possible sentiment increases your odds of you doing what you're supposed to do, unencumbered with fear. Your alerts are A1. Appreciate that, Don. I do my best. We went through a rough stage there in, what was it, October? October was shitty for options. Great for futures, shitty for options. It was like, it wasn't too hot. I was green, but it's like every day I was kind of fighting demons. If it's breaking through places of small volume, like levels were low. I didn't really understand that question, Don. If it's breaking through places of small volume, like levels where low volume, yeah, I don't understand that. What site or app do you use to trade? Tradovate for futures. Think TradingView for charting. Guys, NQ dropped more than I wanted to enter on ES because ES has the good PT, but NQ's bouncing harder than ES. I may have to enter the NASDAQ. But I feel like NQ is going to flip weaker because it's swept higher highs. But we'll see. If NQ keeps being strong, I'm probably just going to enter NQ. I don't really want to enter this trade, not going to lie. ES has a decent chance, but looking at NQ, it kind of looks like a possible rising wedge forming, so I don't know. What about small volume with huge body? That can kind of go both ways. That doesn't. I need to look at the other volume bars. Whoever said that, Hop. I don't know how to pronounce your first name, or How Yap. Okay, so it's definitely going to be NQ longs I'm going to have to enter, but I'm not sure ES actually wants to go up though, because even if I enter NQ longs because it's strong, ES may drag it down. I do have a really nice pivot right here that we did miss on ES, so I am bearish for this pivot to hit if we come down here. I guess I'll send out that TA alert too. Hopefully I don't miss a trade by doing this. There's another pivot a bit below, but this could be a short entry if you really want it. It's just too far from PT for me. I want it to get closer. Now, with NQ being stronger than ES, if NQ gets all the way down to here, okay, there's a decent chance NQ gets down to here. By the time NQ's to here, ES will probably be here, and if NQ gets to here, ES will be close enough to PT. Yeah, I may enter short if NQ does do that. It's not a bad hypothesis. Oh, Ryan, you're Tommy's brother. Okay, yep, there you go. Wait, you're Tommy's brother? Which Tommy? The Tommy that we bully every day? Okay, is he actually as bad as he claims he is? What's up with that dude? Is he trolling us or is he actually just having that life crisis that's happening? Okay, interesting. ES is trying to flip stronger than NQ. No, compare these two red candles. Yeah, I'm probably gonna have to enter ES anyways. But it's too far away, guys. I'm gonna wait. This PT's way too far away. We're right in between both of these PTs. No, I'm not gonna enter. If ES dropped a lot more, because I thought it was going to, if NQ got to here, I would. But it's already getting in a buying wick. Yeah, I'll be looking to enter short like somewhere down here. I'm really hoping it bounces first because, again, like this trade, it's a good trade. I have to get in, but I run the risk of getting stopped out for no reason. This is what I'm thinking. Yeah, tell me, is he Ryan? Is I'm not his brother. I wish. Gosh, dude, you almost made my day so much better, Ryan, but you took it away from me. Can't seem to join your Discord link. Oh, is it expired? I don't know. I really don't promote my Discord much. That's why I'm like really bad at the business end of things. I've had my Discord since 2020, late 2020, like December of 20. It's been going for nearly 4 years. But again, I don't host these YouTube sessions to promote my Discord. I told you guys that I'm not going to send you links to my Discord or like things like that or like links to my indicator and stuff because I don't want to deal with other server owners bitching to me that I'm stealing their members. So if you want it, find it from someone else in chat. But you guys got to understand that I don't want to deal with the bitching from server owners and all that stuff. I'm just here hanging out with you guys and my people, attempting to make some money. It's really all you can do. But the website link is still busted. Yeah, we're gonna get a new site here in a few months. Promo for UF2 business currently. Blackhawk, I may take you up on that, dude. Contact Spido. Okay, I'm watching Discord chat now. He's living. No, it's fake. He's not actually his brother. He was trolling me. Okay, you know what, guys? We may actually be entering longs. NQ stronger than ES. Or is it? Is it gonna stay stronger? That's the thing. I don't know. But I may end up yeah, I may end up entering. We're starting to it's starting to be pretty close here. I'm hoping that I don't enter and just get stopped out right away, but okay, so I'd make more money if ES hits PT, but NQ is a bit more likely to hit PT. We'll see. I don't know what I'm gonna do just yet. If it comes up a bit to like here, probably gonna enter ES. Unless NQ's way stronger, I'm probably gonna enter ES. And then if we drop NQ, because NQ could be putting in a bear flag here, if we do drop down to here, I'm probably gonna take short. And I wouldn't be surprised if I take short on NQ actually, even though it's been stronger, because ES has swept lower lows, and it looks like ES may be trying to flip stronger now. What's your sizing today? Same as always, Chimkin. Okay, never mind. NQ still looks a bit stronger. I may have to get into NQ, guys. I don't really want to, though, because ES is not close enough. See, if I get into NQ, NQ's PT is pretty close, which is right here. But I'm bullish for ES's PT, which is up here, which means NQ would probably end up near supply. And by the time NQ's at supply, I may get roped into taking this freaking massive trade. I'm not gonna lie. Because if I enter up here, longs, wait, never mind, hang on. I may enter short. We're dropping. Possibly. Anyways, what I was saying is, I mean, if NQ comes up to here, I'm triggered in. But then this PT is really close. And by the time NQ gets to this PT, ES is probably going to be somewhere up here, which means I'm bullish for ES to get to this PT, which means NQ is probably going to run further to supply. But if it's at supply, my previous sentiment kicks in, and I'm going to be bullish for these blue lines to hit. It's a big dilemma. So I'm hoping to just go short, honestly, and avoid it. It looks like they're pretty even on strength right now. It looks like NQ may be flipping weaker. That'll be good. I want to enter long on ES. I don't trust that NQ is going to run all the way up. I'd rather take 2 different long trades if it does go up. That seems like the safest option. Iceland, don't do no, I'm not doing 4 and 8. I'm doing normal 5 MNQ 1 ES mini. Don't do 10 MES because I think you're just paying more in fees if you do that. Just do 1 ES mini. Yeah, I think you're paying more fees. Someone can fact check me if you're wrong, but I think you're paying more fees. I don't pay attention to my fees. I'd have to check. Yeah, he is paying more in fees. Yeah, don't do that. 1 ES mini. It's not a lot more in fees, but it's a little bit more. Unless it is a lot more. I just honestly have not checked. Okay, well, NQ stronger than ES again. Guys, I'm probably going to get roped into... Do I take the big trade or the small trade? Because I'm triggered into NQ longs. If this candle closes without a selling wick, I don't really want to enter, though. I don't trust that it's going to... I'm like entering right in the middle of the range, and I wouldn't be surprised if it does like this. So this is one of the rare situations where the longer it chops, the better, because I won't get triggered into a trade. And the longer it chops, the more sentiment I'm going to be able to gather. By the way, am I good to delete these? Okay, after you guys are done, I'm going to delete those chats. I need a mod in here to delete those chats after. Again, I don't want server owners showing up in here and like, oh, Bryce is just taking our members. They're gone. That's not the point of what I'm doing. Yeah, if you take 10NQ, but you scale out, that's different. DH, it's the YouTube chat. I haven't... Again, my YouTube is pure utility. There's no promotion going on. It is pure utility for you guys to watch stuff. I did post the futures trade review yesterday, last night. And I got another one from yesterday to post today. Okay. Well, I may have to enter NQ short. Yeah. I'm kind of triggered in. And NQ's falling a lot harder than ES. There's the last 10 seconds of the candle. I'll wait because it's trying to get in a buying wick. If that buying wick disappears, I'll enter. But I'm thinking buying wick did not disappear. All right, if early candle this drops, I can take this trade. It's really close though. I don't like the risk reward for it. I don't have a good PT. I'm gonna have to wait. So let's see. Let's see if I enter this. This PT is too close. I'm not gonna have a hard PT because if ES drops here, then I'm just bearish for low. But let me see. This is technically a bear pennant on ES and a bear flag on NQ. I could just enter a huge trade to low a day on ES and just sit there and wait, but I don't want to do that. And you have to enter if that last green candle invalidates. Short. It's a really tough decision, tough area. We're right in the middle of the range. And I would normally just be like, all right, I'm sitting out. But these PTs on ES are fantastic price targets. I want to be in for when they hit. Or when one of them hits. So it's not like I can just sit out price action, unfortunately. Really in a tough spot right now, decision-making wise. ES is definitely stronger. I may have to enter ES long, but NQ's still in the bear flag, which makes it a bit risky. But if NQ drops right here, I may have to take NQ short. This is hell, guys. This is a big problem. This is a terrible time. If I keep it off to the side, that means I'm not in a trade, by the way. I feel like no matter what I'm going to do, I'm going to get stopped out. That's how I'm feeling. No matter what I do, I'm probably going to get stopped out, and it's probably going to end up going the way that I thought it was going to go. But I have to get in, because if I don't get stopped out, I miss out on the trade. And this ES setup is a good enough setup. This is a very fractal inverse head and shoulder. So honestly, I would much rather go long on ES than short on NQ right now. If this green candle closes right, if it closes larger than what it is with no selling wick, I think that's going to be enough to trigger me in. Looks like it's not doing that though. But NQ's coming down. I may have to enter NQ short. You could technically enter NQ short on that last candle. I did not. Like, this is probably the PT that I roll with on the NASDAQ. And it's a close by PT, that's the thing. I don't want a PT this small. This would be my smallest PT. This is smaller than my average loss over the last 2 days. We don't have a 1-to-1. This chopping up is brutal. I don't have a perfect trend line though. You know what? This now look, see how much I'm flip-flopping? Now it's like I'm preparing to enter longs if this green candle holds. I could enter longs here on ES. I'm going to wait like half of one more candle. Oh, still waiting. Now it looks like NQ may be a bit more likely to break to the upside. I like that that red candle stayed very small. It's putting in a buying wick. If this red candle stays super small and does not invalidate even half of that previous green candle on the NASDAQ, these lower highs right here, I think we're at least going to do something like this. The red candle is not staying small, so I'm back on the sidelines, and now I'm thinking about NQ shorts again. And ES is chopping up. Yeah, this is tough. If NQ closes this red candle big enough, I may have to hop into shorts. Yep, I filled it. Whatever, I may stop out right away, but kind of triggered in, so the candle closed just good enough to get me in, like just good enough. I have a very, very tight stop loss on it, like the tightest stop loss I've had in a couple days. It closed just enough to get me in. It's weaker than NQ, or sorry, NQ's weaker than ES. ES has a bearish piercing line and it's chopping up. I don't like it, but it's good enough to get in. You don't have to take it if you don't want to. I'm not a huge fan. And I'm even less of a fan now that NQ's trying to flip strong. And it looks like it's going to stop out for a very small loss. NQ's weak this entire time till I enter shorts. And then it decides to try to pull ES up. Yeah, man, that sucks. NQ flips so strong. This trade's not very likely to play out anymore, like at all. Less than a 50% chance. Because I was betting that ES is going to invalidate this green candle and NQ is going to drop to here. And by the time it does drop to here as a result of ES invalidating its green candle, that'll bring enough momentum for it to follow through. And NQ is not doing that. You could stop at break even if you want. I'm very tempted to do it. I'm not though. The trade's kind of botched with NQ flipping stronger than ES, but because it's still possible and the hypothesis isn't invalidated, I did not sell at break even there. Pretty much I rarely sell at break even. Do not get in the habit of controlling the outcome of your trades. But my thing is, if there's even any hesitation whatsoever to sell at break even, I don't do it. And there was slight hesitation there, so. And this candle's closing rather bullish. Did it sweep this low? It did sweep a lower low. I was going to say, if it gets a green bull hammer, I'll be out at break even, but it's above my break even now. It looks like it's going to stop out. I do have an order at break even if it does come back down. If it doesn't, it's fine. The odds have dropped too much for me to stay in this trade. Even though it's still a decent setup. Yeah, I'm out at break even. Maybe I'll regret it, but it's, yeah, no, that this buying week did it for me. I was already debating on pulling the trigger on break even without it, but now that it swept this lower low and got a bull hammer and a small volume spike, yeah, I'm not. Good decision. Even if it does come back down, good decision. What really did it is not just the bull hammer, but NQ flipping a bit stronger. But it, wait a minute. Wait a minute, that's a perfect double bottom. Why does Trade of 8 show not a perfect double bottom? Oh wait, no, it's not. It broke it by one tick. Never mind, okay. So it did make that lower low there. Okay. And NQ stronger than ES too. Look at this. That's why I had to bail out. I mean, my stop loss was, where was my stop? My stop loss was right here though. So it technically missed my stop loss. So that'd be kind of sick if it came all the way back down, but. This is actually kind of a long entry. If this selling wick invalidates, it's got a really, really good chance to clear the high of this selling wick. But again, you're just kind of playing in the range. So like this right here, if it closed with this candle, it's a decent long entry. And okay, my stop loss would have hit for sure. So good exit at break even. Kind of had to. It's not a bad long entry if you want to be risky and take it. It is stronger than ES. I can't tell if ES is actually going to break to the upside from this chop though. And Q's being good enough for me to enter longs and just go to that PT. I'm not going to lie. The only thing that bugs me is it didn't make a lower low right here. That's the only downside. But this is technically a good enough candle to get me into longs. I don't mind it. You're trading within the chop, so yes, it's risky, but I put an order in. If it fills me, it fills me. I tried filling right here. Let's see if it does fill me. Oh, no, it missed me. Oh, wait, maybe it's going to fill me. Well, oh, that's bad. Fill me right after it swept the higher high. Do not follow this trade unless this red candle invalidates. Okay, well, that's unlucky. I was just about to remove my order, too, because it missed it. Yeah, this is the last candle was good enough to get me in this candle. Do not do not follow this trade unless this red candle goes away. It looks terrible right now. Gosh, that is pretty unlucky actually. That's turning into a bearish trade. NQ is now weaker than ES. That's interesting. I wonder if it's going to stay that way. It's a lot weaker than ES now. So after sweeping that sell side, yeah, that completely switched it. Straight just 80%, 90% chance to stop out. This is it's actually turning into a short trade. Damn it, ES is stronger. I wish I was an ES long. I may jump ship. I closed that at break even. I jump ship to ES, guys. Maybe it was a bad decision, but I jump ship. I don't think it's going to matter. If I stop out, I would have stopped out of NQ anyways. But I jump ship there. That was bad. So I'm in ES now. It's very, very, I think that's the first time I've done that in 30 days, legitimately. I filled right here. Same distance from PT, but ES flipped a lot stronger. Look, I jumped ship because NQ wasn't even at the high. ES was, and they were still an equal distance to PT. And ES just looks like it's going to get to PT a bit easier than NQ. I don't doubt that they both end up getting there, but ES was stronger, so I stand by that decision. So I'm no longer in this trade, but I will put it to the side to compare. I'm in the ES long. Imagine NQ flips strong now and ES flips weak. Knock on wood, of course. That would be unfortunate. Yep, that's why I did it. Look at NQ. It's being useless. That doesn't mean ES is going to hit PT, but had to make a tough executive decision there with this one. Yeah, look how much further away NQ's PT is. Still, they could both still hit stop loss, and if ES hits PT, NQ's probably going to hit PT too, but I'm a lot more comfortable being in ES than NQ. I should be in ES instead. We are compressing, though, quite a bit. And this bottom trend, oh my gosh, it's actually a really good trend line, guys. Okay, this bottom trend line needs to break at some point. I do not know when, but this needs to break at some point. Hopefully it doesn't break while I'm in this trade. Hopefully it can break after this trade, something like this. That would be sweet. But it's not a perfect 3-point touch trend line, but it's pretty solid. I continue moving this off to the side. I'm not in the NQ. I'm in the ES one. I'm just comparing. That was a very tough decision. I wouldn't be surprised if NQ does end up flipping strong just to catch up with it. I think they're probably both. Like I said, if ES hits PT, NQ's probably gonna hit PT too. It's just ES was a much better trade at that time. It's a lot of hesitation. Bulls are really struggling to push this thing out. Bears are fighting it quite a bit. Realistically, guys, I think I can probably move my stop up a couple ticks on ES. I don't know if I'm going to, but the way I think about it, I put my stop loss here because if it comes down, it's probably at least going to sweep this low. By the time it gets to here, it's probably going to do the same thing, you know? I'm actually going to leave it down here, though. Yeah, I'm going to leave it alone. Looks like it's trying to round off. Totally possible we do to get a drop. I mean, NQ made a higher high and is potentially rejecting, so that could be a bearish liquidity sweep, but volume is really dropping off on the NASDAQ. So it looks like we're about to get a break one way or another. Typically, when volume drops off like this, you can actually draw a trend line on the volume, and then you'll know a volume spike is coming. You just don't know which direction. It looks like that, unfortunately, ES is flipping stronger than the NASDAQ. Unfortunately. ES not so much, but with Nasdaq making these higher lows here, and the bottom trend line is not very steep, it's pretty likely to break the trend line if we get to here. That's why my stop's where it is. Hey, I'm happy I avoided that short loss though. That was pretty good. That was a good trade. It's pretty rare that I avoid losses like that. I'd say maybe once a week, once every other week, I get to do that. Yeah, I'm reading YouTube chat again, by the way. On ES, does trading in the demand zone mean anything, or do you kind of just yeah? So if it's in the middle of a huge demand zone, kind of just ignore it, you know. Especially with this particular zone on ES. See how we already invalidated like pretty much this entire zone right here because this is all one zone. It already used up like this whole thing, right? I don't really pay attention to it. It's just kind of there. You know, I'll pay attention to it like here. But once we're in there and we're just kind of messing, it doesn't affect me. Pretty much gives me no sentiment. But the nice thing is where demand zone ends, you're like, okay, we've tested this demand zone thoroughly. So we've ate up a lot of liquidity from this demand zone. And where demand zone ends, go back in time. Is that a really solid pivot? It is. Look at that. And we barely missed it before. So that's why I would be very bearish for this demand to break if we can drop to here-ish. Very bearish for it to break. Very high probability trade. I would say lately that I've been anticipating zone breaks more than zone reversals in my trades. But you can do both. You can just play supply and demand rejections. You can play the breaks of them, I don't enter as it breaks, but I enter expecting it to break. That's one thing that I've been doing a lot of lately. It looks like NQ and ES are evening out. It looks like NQ is flipping strong to catch up with ES. If you're in that NQ trade, you didn't stop out. It looks okay. They're both green by just a little bit. It actually looks like NQ may actually be better than ES now, which is indeed unfortunate, but blocking us. Try to post a link, it doesn't show up. I'm not blocking you guys. I don't know how to do any of that. Blocking. You can't send links in chat. I don't know. Add each other on Discord and said it. I don't know. I can't. I guess you're just not able to put links in chat anyways. I think that might just be a YouTube thing. Which I mean, I get. You know, it makes sense. You don't want people sending like porn or some other heinous things in your chats. I mean, it's on WAP too. If you search on WAP, it's there. You can join for free through WAP. There's a lot of free stuff in mine. It's not a pay to get in thing. Yeah, ES is a little bit weaker than the Nasdaq. It's bad price action, folks. This is bad price action. I can't do anything with this price action. It looks like ES does want to break this trend line to the downside. It does look like that's the case. Feel like I don't know. I don't really think ES is going to drop all the way. I don't think I'm going to be able to play this break today. I think it's more likely to do something like this. That's kind of how I'm feeling at the moment. Bull flag on the NASDAQ? No, this is not a bull flag. The bear flag, but the bear flag itself doesn't mean anything because look how large the bear flag is and look at the size of this drop. So, no, we are in the worst possible price action, which is compression, but it's massive. Which means I do nothing. But the longer I sit in this trade, the better, even if it stops me out, because I'm hoping that by the time I either make money or right now it's looking a bit more likely to stop out, by the time either of those things happen, the chop could be done, and then I start getting some pretty nice price action. It's kind of a steep trend line too. I mean, you could do that one or you could do this. I'll leave both up. And they're about even again. They're even on strength. ES could be like a mini little cup and handle here. I wouldn't count on it, though. That's being overly optimistic. Is there any trader that's good at playing compression? Oh, yeah, Iceland. You can just be like a normal brain rot retail trader that just buys on support and sells at resistance. Or just, yeah, if you're down bad and you're just scalping a million times, and whenever it goes down, you go long. Like Tommy would be good at trading compression because every time it drops, he goes long, and every time it goes up, he goes short. But no, there's not like a sustainable way. Looks like ES is weaker than NQ again, unfortunately. So it looks like it's trying to get to my stop. I'm just hoping that if it gets to my stop, it at least gets to this low so that if it comes back up, I'll be able to re-enter, and the odds of that re-entry, that trade actually working out will be higher than this trade's odds. Doesn't mean it's going to work out, but the odds will be a little bit better. Is anyone bullish for November 20th NVIDIA calls? In Jesus' name, we will eat this time. Last time she missed guidance. Yeah. No, Dorset. Jesus does not. Jesus is concerned with you not going to hell. He doesn't give a shit about your NVIDIA gains, I promise. And that's coming from a pretty devout Christian. Don't ever, if yeah, God's going to laugh at you if you start praying for him to make your trade green. Don't ask God for favors. He's not a wishing well. Okay, well, NQ stronger than ES again. Honestly, yeah, it doesn't matter which one you're in. You can be an NQ or ES. You know, I think they're just both gonna hit. It was very valid to switch out of NQ when I did. Very valid. It looks like NQ's better now. It looks like NQ's the PTs are equal distances away. They're literally equal. If I were in NQ at the average I was, or in ES at this average, if it hits PT, I will make the exact same amount. Didn't end up being better to switch, but it was way better at the time. It was very good analysis at the time. But it's a very good journal entry. You know, I write down the switch was unnecessary. NQ ended up flipping stronger after all without triggering stop loss. Write it down in your journal. That way, when you go back over the last 2 months, you're like, okay, Switching sides based on strength. How much has that helped me? How much has it not helped me? Okay. It hasn't helped me 80% of the time. Cool, I'm not going to do that anymore, even if I really want to, because the stats speak for themselves. And it does better on your psychology because you're making less decisions. Oh, well, I have faith she will bring. Yeah, that's fine, dude. But yeah, you should be asking Jesus. If you're going to ask for a favor, it better be like your child is sick and dying or something. Unfortunately, ES is a lot weaker than NQ. Womp womp. Still, if NQ gets a PT, I'd be very surprised if ES doesn't get there. But yeah, NQ is looking way better right now. Way better is an understatement. It's looking phenomenal right now in comparison to ES. That bottom trend line on ES really bugs me though. That's its fourth test, and that trend line held. So if we do get to PT, I'm triggered out of this trade, which would be awesome. I will be looking to go short afterwards. Of course, unless NQ gets all the way up to here. Because if NQ gets up to here, then I'm going to be bullish for these blue lines up here to break. Appreciate your perspective. Yep. 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 Yeah, Dorset, yeah, I've been down that hole before, and it's just, yeah, no. May his will be done on earth as it is in heaven. That's what you ask for. Base price. I don't really understand what base means, but I guess I am a base person. You guys call me base, so whatever that means. As long as it doesn't mean racist or anything, I'm going to get yelled at for, right? Oh, okay. All right. Thanks, cool. Appreciate that. All right, so the Z is going to hit PT or what? I'm kind of sick of waiting. But you know what? We're out of the chop now. And of course, I could still take a loss on this trade. But I didn't get hurt during the chop. Got out of my loss at break even. Very happy. And I didn't have to remove my stop loss to do it either. I didn't remove my stop loss, then do it. I just put an order at break even and it filled. Yeah, NQ ended up being stronger. ES still has a while to go. That's unfortunate. Never mind, ES just got a pop of strength there. So now they're even again. All right, ES is at this resistance trend line. I do not think it's likely to reject this trend line. NQ hit PT, ES did not. It would be the unluckiest thing on earth if ES also didn't hit PT. That is a volume spike, though. And that is a bearish reversal candle. Oh boy. It's a great journal entry, though. Less likely to switch sides next time. We really missed it by one tick. That is unfortunate. I know probably half of you guys were in NASDAQ. So you made money on it. And you know what? Man, if you were in NASDAQ, that's way better because you could re-enter and make money again because he has missed PT, so that PT is still a great one. But since we've all came all the way back down to break even, it's actually not unlikely to stop out, unfortunately. Man, NQ is strong. NQ does not want to drop. Oh my gosh, look how weak ES is. What a POS. Look at that. That's freaking disgusting. Now I'm actually kind of confident this trade's going to stop out. ES should not be getting a tiny green candle here with NQ exploding. Nice $400 trade on NQ. Yeah, nice job, Ghost. Wish I was in NQ. Again, the switch was so valid at the time. I just got so unlucky with ES missing my PT by half of 1 point. Yes, this looks like it's going to stop out. Oh, that is so unlucky. What a terrible way to end the last 30 minutes of freaking sitting in a trade. That is beyond unlucky. I'm going to have to re-enter long, but it's probably going to have to be on NQ. Because ES is probably going to come up to this pivot. Unfortunate. You cannot be more unlucky than that. And it did hit my stop loss. Yes, it did. Guess my stop loss was a bit higher. No, maybe not. Could not have been more unlucky there. That is really unfortunate. Oh, wow. That is bearish. I may be entering short, actually. Comes back up. I'm in longs. But I'm starting to look at shorts for new low of down. Yes, that PT may actually hit. It's a potential reversal candle. I doubt it's going to hold a reversal, though. That's a morning doji star on NQ. NQ might go right back up. ES didn't get high enough for me to be confident, though. Oh, man, ES barely missed that PT. I'm so bullish for this price target to hit if we get close to it again. We are not close to it right now, though. I'd like to enter short actually here. This is not a bad spot to go short. Just the problem is this PT is just so much more likely to break now that it missed. I do really like ES short. It would just be such a big trade between now and low a day, but I think it's actually pretty likely to hit because NQ has that nice support trend line down there that's likely to sweep. Really bullish candle on the NASDAQ. ES is invalidating this bounce. It's not a bad short, but the PT is just so far away. Because reality, in reality, if NQ invalidates most of this bounce here, I'm gonna be bearish for this low and then subsequently this trend line to break. It's a long ways away, and by the time that happens on NQ, ES will be roughly down here, which is close enough to low of day to where I think that pivot's gonna break that 91.75 pivot. Yeah, tough decision. I don't know. ES is a lot weaker than the Nasdaq, but the Nasdaq has really nice price targets up here, so it might want to grind up there. I think ES getting to low at the if this pivot hit, that would have been beautiful because, like I said, I wanted to get out for a profit and then go short. Unfortunately, I did switch to ES, which was good at the time, ended up being bad, so probably not going to do that again in for a while. Yeah, I'm probably going to fill shorts, guys, on ES. It's a tough decision. It's not a bad trade. Yeah, I filled it. I don't like that I had to fill a little bit above this pivot because I knew it's likely to break below it. But, you know, NQ, gosh, that PT's far. That is a crazy risk to reward. I don't like that risk to reward is so crazy, but I'll keep a really tight stop on it. We'll see. It's just it's not bad. I just don't like that I entering this. I would have much rather entered this up here, but the problem is I was still in that long trade. NQ at the time of entry invalidating most of this bounce. I am bearish for NQ to get to this low. Obviously, it's bouncing now, which is not good. Oops. Bearish for NQ to get to this low. By the time it gets to this low, I'm also bearish for it to test this trend line. If those two things do happen, which is fairly likely to happen, depending on how this candle closes, ES is probably going to be somewhere down here. And by that time, I'm bearish on it to get low days. So this is one of those very rare scenarios where I'm have my PT forever away and a crazy big risk to reward. I usually don't like big risk rewards because that just means you lose more often statistically, which means your psyche gets hurt more often. It's not bad. Just the fact that ES missed that PT really bugs me. If ES hit that price target and swept and was down here, I'd be very confident about this trade. But because I got so unlucky, I not really feeling it as much. You could play the safer route and wait till it gets down here because that was kind of my hypothesis. Once it gets below 96 on ES, that's when I think it's very likely. That's a TA alert that I sent out. But my hypothesis was I entered here because I believed the NASDAQ was going to drag it down. I believe that by entering here, it was going to end up getting here anyways. So that's why I took the earlier entry. And so far, I've been somewhat correct. It's trying to bounce again. And it looks like, unfortunately, ES is actually trying to flip stronger. But NQ got to the first minor PT. The second one is this trend line. It's probably going to bounce off this trend line. Yeah, there's ES getting to the place where I was thinking about entering anyways. That's why I took the earlier entry. Again, I would have liked to enter here, but this candle was just too big. It didn't, couldn't really do it. All right, NQ's pretty much at the trend line. Watch for a bounce. We are getting a volume spike here on ES, which is signaling a potential bounce. A minor bounce is really good for this trade. I do want it to bounce just a little bit. Well, that reversal candle is playing out on ES. Man, I'm not getting lucky. When I'm in NQ, NQ's weaker. When I'm in ES, ES slips weaker. And now that I'm in ES short again, because it's been weak, now NQ is the weak one and ES is strong and trying to bounce. I cannot catch a break right now. Unfortunately, it does make sense why ES is stronger. It fell a lot more, so it swept a lot more buy side than NQ did, but it's still unfortunate. Let's see, if I would have entered NQ instead, roughly we're 952. Yeah, if I would have entered NQ instead, I'd be doing actually I'd be up yeah, I'd be up a little bit more if I entered NQ. Man, NQ's just better to trade lately. ES does not look as good. Not nearly as good as NQ does. See you later, Ghost. See how high this NQ bounce goes. Sucks that ES is stronger, but not much I can do about it. Yeah, it's not that much stronger. They're about even, actually. I'm going to edit this trend line a little bit. Just remember, I wanted a small bounce. I want some bearish consolidation. That's going to give it a really good shot of continuing down. If it doesn't, it just kind of drops, then NQ is pretty likely to bounce after sweeping one of these levels. Looking back, it really, guys, it really sucks. I didn't, this long trade barely missed my PT. It really sucks a lot. And also sucks that he is just stronger than NQ at the moment, but my short entry should have been this candle here on ES. It should have been. It was a perfect candle to get in, perfectly confirmed me in. But because that's the same candle that I just stopped out on my ES trade, not really able to stop out and then just hit the reversal button. That's too bad for my psych, and I don't do that because more times than not it screws me over. So if that trade would have hit PT, I would be sitting really pretty right now in this trade because I'd be up a lot more, and yeah, it would just be overall a lot better. Got so damn unlucky. NQ was so weak when I was in this, or NQ was stronger when I was in this. I stopped out at break even, avoided it. That was good. Would have hit my stop loss if I didn't. I was in this. NQ flipped so weak that I flipped to ES, and it was really good at the start. But once I flipped to ES, it did flip weak. NQ ended up being strong. NQ hit PT, ES didn't, which so unlikely that happened. So damn unlikely that happened. Anyways, NQ's playing out my whole hypothesis, so that's why I entered early. So unlikely. Damn it, dude. Should have been a way better day than it is. Even if this trade hits PT, I'm still going to be annoyed because it would have been a way better day. I think you got to this PT. Let's see if this works out. This is a big support area for NQ. And ES, of course, is giving me hell, and its red candles are fraction the size of NQ's red candles. But what are the chances that it misses two phenomenal PTs in a row? This one's the same kind of PT as the last one, but even bigger because these tests are more spaced out. What are the chances? Like, what are the chances that we miss two phenomenal PTs in a row on ES and they hit on NQ? It's a very unfortunate ES is stronger than NQ. I will say that, but it won't matter if ES hits PT. How much would I be up if I was in 500? Yeah, you're up more on ES if you took it, though, just by a little bit. But we'll see if that lasts. Actually, they're about the same. ES wants to bounce. ES clearly wants to bounce. Is it going to, though? Because it looks good for a freaking reversal, I will tell you that. And they're both reversing right as I say it. That's why this was a big PT on NQ. And that's also why I was pretty upset that ES again flipped stronger than NQ. And NQ was weaker because that means NQ is going to hit this PT without ES hitting my PT in reverse from it. But are we really going to go? Are we really going to miss this PT? Are we really going to go all the way back up? It's still pretty damn unlikely, but unfortunately, this may just be a hyper unlucky day, and those days just kind of happen. It's a really good bounce on NQ. There's a good bullish sweep too. There's a lot of liquidity here to sweep. Lots of momentum. Look at the, oh my gosh, the volume is so bullish on NQ. Look at the size of this candle and look at the volume. Not major volume at all. Just a small increase of volume. Pure buyers there. I would be very surprised if this green candle got invalidated on NQ. If it does get invalidated, I think we're going to stop loss rate a lot lower because that's a super bullish candle in a very bullish context as well. Just the fact that this candle is even this red is very surprising to me, which is obviously good for the trade. Yeah, if we get all the way back down, that'll be so surprising. But if this red candle invalidates, get ready for a short squeeze because this could be short stepping up, and then they're going to get squeezed out if this red candle goes away. That red candle's not invalidating. Wow. That green candle's almost all the way gone. Still trying to. It's still trying to put in buying wicks, but wow, that's impressive. A good kind of impressive. I'm very glad I'm impressed because this trade has a really solid chance again. Very, very, very solid chance. It looks like ES is actually weaker again, just by a little bit. And Q's trying to put in a buying wick. It's still possible it squeezes. No, the buying wick's kind of going away. I can't tell. No, that's another super bullish candle. Now it's starting to look like NQ's going to get to here. But it could just be putting in a pennant. I don't know, but there's a lot of... These candles are very large for it to be consolidation. Well, I think I'm going to hang out on my phone till one of my orders hit. It looks like it's got a while before it's going to hit one of them. It might not. This could be a bear pen on NQ. It could break to the downside, but with it sweeping this pivot, this bear pennant, and it's in demand, this bear pennant, I think actually has less than a 50% chance of just a clean break to the downside. I think it's 50-50 which way it'll end up going, and if it does go down, I think it'll probably do something like this. But so I have a while till one of my orders hit, so I'm gonna hang out on my phone till something interesting happens. Popped up to where I said it would. Now let's see what happens. I said it has a less than 50% chance of just a clean break to the downside. If it is going to go down, it's probably going to go up then down. But so far it doesn't look like it wants to go down. We'll see. Actually, I'll be right back. Give me like a couple minutes. All right, I'm back. Had forgot to pay my mechanic. Have to waste $8,000 on my freaking car because paid $5,000 in summer for a different tune on the car that's tuned to this gas over here in Arizona, and new plugs and coils. Was a complete waste. Tuner was terrible. The tune was trying to blow the motor, and I just had to spend $8,000 just fixing it because the dude couldn't do it right the first time. Such a scam. So this is actually looking like it may stop out, and I may get hyper unlucky twice in a row. Two fantastic trades, two fantastic PTs, and two near misses. How about that? That would be shitty. It looks like he has started trying to flip stronger again to catch up, but maybe not. This candle's pretty bearish on NQ. Maybe not. We'll see. We'll see how it closes. It's too early to say. If only I didn't switch from NQ to ES, but it doesn't really matter. It was such a valid switch. It was so valid. It's not really a big deal, but still unfortunate. Yeah, ES is trying to be stronger than NQ. Still got a ways before this thing stops out or hits PT, so I'm gonna hang out on my phone, so I'm gonna be quiet. But NQ's, if I wasn't in a trade, NQ's looking like a pretty decent short right now to this low this time. So a decent pivot, not a super crazy one, but it's a decent one. So if you really want that trade, you can take it if it gets a little bit lower. Again, this candle has to be a little bit bigger without a buying wick. The risk reward isn't great though. It's 1-to-1 barely. It's barely a 1-to-1. But all right, I'm gonna hang out on my phone, be quiet for a bit, and I'll wait for the market to do something interesting again. You took those NQ shorts. It's a great candle to start with. Knock on wood, of course. The drop happened a little bit too early into the candle. It's pretty likely to end with a buying wick. It's looking pretty good right now. If I wasn't in a trade, I would be certainly entering shorts. Man, it still sucks that that last trade missed BT. It would really suck if this one missed too. Knock on wood, of course, but yeah, can't really do much about it. Would be a wave. It's looking like it's gonna hit BT. I don't know how many times I have to knock on wood with how I'm talking, but that's a big volume spike. Notice how a lot of that volume showed up in the end towards that buying wick when that buying wick formed. That's an indication of a bounce. I doubt it's gonna hold a bounce though. It didn't drop much lower. Wait. I could. It just swept low of day. That's technically a big pivot, and that's why ES flipped stronger there. NQ's nearly at your guys' PT if you took the NQ trade. It's almost there. Where did I say you would enter? Yeah, there's your NQ PT. Yeah, this would have been your entry-ish. Pretty decent trade. Anyone take that? Type in chat. Or are you guys all waiting on this ES trade? I'm doing the safety squint again, especially after this trade. I'm squinting very hard. We got it. That's a bright green day. Again, may continue down. I'm starting to lean bearish for NQ new low of day, but yeah, I don't know. Damn, dude, I can't. Oh, that sucks so bad that freaking long trade missed my PT by half of 1 point, and my NQ trade hit PT, the one I bailed out of to switch to ES. Switched out of the winter to hop into the switched a floating ship to hop into a burning one. It was good at the time. I can't beat myself up over it because I have no control at the time of entry, and for the first few minutes, it was a really good decision. ES was way more likely to get there, but it's unfortunate that that changed. It really is. Regardless, let me send that TA alert because if anyone took that TA alert, they just banked. You all did pretty well. And I'll actually send one more TA alert about that level that freaking missed. I'm going to be in a bad mood for the rest of the day because of that. Not actually, but probably at least maybe 45 more minutes. I'm going to start doing that to induce FOMO with my TA alerts. Look how I made all the letters like super big. Does that go through on my bot? It did. Beautiful. And a beautiful, oh my gosh, look at the volume spike, guys. Look at the doji. Look at the pivot. That's a reversal signal if I've ever seen one. I don't actually think it's going to hold a reversal. I think it's probably going to break this demand. Because it's a really good pivot right there. It really is. But that is a huge reversal signal. There you go. I just marked it out. Type in chat if you guys made money on that trade. Damn it. I should have. Today should have been a way better day. Let me see. Yeah. Instead of being up 5 grand a day, I should be up. Wait. What am I up? 6. Instead of being up 5 grand a day, I should be 8 across all my futures accounts, not just on one futures account, by the way, guys. I'm starting tomorrow. I'm gonna start trading evals again because I have room. Unfortunately, I left on Monday. I left 2 orders in, and or yesterday I left 2 orders in, and it ended up freaking draining those freaking accounts. So close out your orders if you're on Tradeovate. Close out your damn orders. Exit and market cancel button after every single trade. So I can't tell you how many PAs I've blown up by not doing that. That's why I was in a super bad mood yesterday, like evening-ish or afternoon when I realized. But yeah, let me send out this Taylor real quick. Regardless, I'm happy it's a green day. It's just, damn it. That's so shitty, guys. And you know what? It wouldn't be as shitty if I were in ES from the start, but the fact that I switched from NQ to ES, that's the cherry on top right there. Eclipse kept going long on any bounce we saw. Eclipse, how's your journal looking, dude? You don't got one? That's going to change today. You're going to go to the store, you're going to buy a journal if you don't have one, and you're going to write down every single trade you took. If you don't do that, your terrible day today. I don't know if you blew up your account today, but it sounds like you did because you couldn't accept loss and you were in a bad headspace buying the whole way down. We've all done it. The only way to gain any value out of today is by documenting absolutely everything, then reviewing it later. Reliving that shitty experience. It'll put salt on the wound. It'll suck doing, but it'll reinforce good psychology. If you do not document everything that happened today meticulously, today is now a total loss for you, and you're working backwards. But if you journal everything and you document every single one of your actions, your worst days are your most valuable days long term, if you allow them to be. I just don't know how to start. Well, lucky for you, Eclipse, I just did the journal lesson yesterday, and as a matter of a fact, let's post that lesson. Yeah, let's post that lesson, huh? Is it? Unfortunately, it was longer than the previous one by 16 minutes. I wanted to make it shorter, but I just couldn't stop yapping. My bad. Looks like he has to get to that next PT. That is technically a short entry. I ain't taking it though. I think I'm done trading, guys. It's a pretty green day, like 5.5 grand green. Should have been 12 grand. If that trade hit, the 7 grand difference, or no, sorry, like an $8,000 difference. So it really should have been like 12 or 13. Damn it. So that is so annoying. It's all right though. It happens. And you know what? My psychology did not break down as a result, so that's what matters. Let me share this link with, I'll put it in the psych course channel. Put in 1.5x. I did too much yapping when you watch it. But. There we go. It's posted. Copy message link. There we go. You guys all have the link down. Gosh dang it, guys. It was a green day, but man, unfortunate. Hang on real quick. I'm documenting. This is a really big win, guys. That was a really big win. If you're full size, 2 minis, what was that, like 33 ticks? $825 win. It's a really big win. Good job if you guys took that trade. Win rate's still shit though. Loss, win, loss, win. Break even, loss, win. 50% win rate when I should have only had 2 losses. Yeah, I'm going to keep reliving it for a while. It really, gosh, this day would have been so much better if this hit PT. Like, so much better. I would have had a way better entry, too, on this. But can't keep living in the past. Got to accept it. Just journal it. Next time, if I keep seeing that, switching my trades overall is more of a negative than a positive, or if I do switch trades and both of them ended up getting to PT, then I shouldn't have switched. Not going to do it anymore. Simple as that. So it's still very valuable, but only if I document it. What do you think about having a journal section in Discord for people to post their journals? Yeah, you guys can do that. I mean, you guys can do that in the Premium Lounge. Premium Lounge is pretty dead lately because everyone's typing in futures and free trading floor. That's a good short if I've ever seen one. Let me see. Yeah, I mean, I can enter it if I wanted to. And NQ's weaker than ES, but yeah, I'm gonna call it a day. My psych is a little bit deteriorated from this trade missing PT. So, and I am feeling tempted. I'm thinking to myself, well, if I do enter this trade, I wouldn't have entered this trade if I won that trade. I would have for sure been done after the last one. So if I do enter this trade, I make money, then it pretty much erases that loss because you know what? If I did win the trade, I wouldn't be in this winning one. See, bad psychology. Not going to enter it. Going to accept it. But it's still pretty likely to get here. This is kind of a bear pennant, but NQ's chopping down, and my psychology. I do not since my psychology isn't flawless. Even if it does hit PT, I don't deserve the win because the win will reinforce bad psychology, which will hurt me more than the profits it'll make me if it hits PT. If that makes sense. And if I lose money, well, then that's a whole nother can of worms. Are you funded? Yes, funded, Peter. Where is it posted? Posted it in my place. But all right, I think I'm gonna wrap it up here, guys. We did the full 2-hour stream. Was a green day. 50% win rate. The wins were much bigger than the losses. Again, should have been a way better day. It really should have. But, I got super unlucky. It just kind of happens, right? But remember, for every super unlucky event, there's an equal and opposite lucky event on the way. And if you allow your psychology to break down whenever you get super unlucky, whether it was your doing or not, this one was my doing because I switched over from NQ to ES. If you always break down whenever you're unlucky and start breaking your rules and you're unwilling to accept it, you're never going to live long enough to see the lucky events balance it out in the end. Right? You're just not going to exist long enough for it to happen. If a casino starts freaking out after I win 4 roulettes in a row and they start betting me even crazier odds and stuff, they're at risk of going out of business technically. But as long as they keep the same, accept whatever lucky or unlucky outcomes happen for the casino, they will always, always, always be profitable. So that's what we must do as traders. But all right, all you guys in YouTube and all you guys in the Discord, you guys have a blessed rest of your day. Good luck if you continue trading. I'm going to start posting the dates because I haven't been doing that. Oh, what's the 14th? There you go. Push me. All right, so you guys have a blessed rest of your day. Good luck if you continue trading. I'm glad today was green. Pretty good analysis, pretty good psychology. This definitely deteriorated my psychology a bit towards the end there. It was very unlikely to happen, and it happened. Especially, it hurts more because I switched from NQ to ES, and NQ is the one that actually ended up hitting. So pretty painful, but like I said, it's green. So at least I have that to look forward to. And yeah, so I will see you guys after market close. For my people, I'll see you guys after market close for our 6th psychology lesson in the course. And for all you guys on YouTube, we'll be back at it bright and early tomorrow morning. Hopefully it's another great options day. Regardless, I'll give it my best shot, and then I'll be back in here same time for the futures trading. Also, I posted my futures trade review from Tuesday. I didn't do one Monday. I did it Tuesday. I will send out the link to that. And then also, I'm going to do an options review. I have a lot of stuff. I have 2 futures trade reviews to watch. And then I'm going to do an options trade review going over probably the whole week. It's today, Thursday. I might just wait till tomorrow and do one big options review for like an hour and just speed through my options trades, go over the TA, what I was thinking, all that stuff. And I'll probably post that tomorrow or Saturday at the latest. So gonna be posting a lot of things. And it's gonna be a while till I start posting lessons on YouTube because mostly just utility at the moment. I'm not trying to grow anything by doing it. But yeah, it looks like Enki's gonna get to new low of day. And ES is gonna get to this pivot. But alright. I'll see you guys later. Good luck if you continue to trade. And DM me in Discord if you guys need anything.